Good morning, everybody. I know it's really early for some people, 6 o'clock here in the morning here at Den time. But I want to kind of give you a head start because we are doing a Cyber Monday at 10 a.m. giveaways. We are going to be giving away as a set. We're going to be giving away a PDR beginner set, which will get the Door Lord. I'm going to show a couple of these tools. Door Lord, a double bend screw-on tip tool, tornillo, a whale tail, the knockdowns, a chain, hood prop, a light, window guard, wedge, and a handle, which is the Gorilla Grip, which will go on these. And this is one of the reasons why I want to talk about some things. And I got one extra couple tools in here that I want to talk about too that just came out. But I want to talk about, like, I keep saying this, but like some people might watch me a lot and they're like, man, he really pushes the beginner tools. The reason why is because not everybody sees the tools, sees that one video. So I also want to reiterate that, getting a lot of tools is kind of the biggest mistake a beginner can make. The other biggest mistake is when a beginner buys tools they don't even know how to use. They just think, wow, that looks great. Oh, I saw this guy using the tool, or the Amazon package looks great, and so does the Etsy and the Temu stuff. Which some of the accessories can be okay, but when it comes to tools, less is better. And that's why I've been training a lot of students for a long time. And I understand what happens when they get in, they see all the tools that I have, and they start grabbing one after another. And I've been at the beginning when I first training, I let them do that. What happens is that they never got good with any of them. I mean, not as good as they could. But when you're limited to understanding, what this Door Lord can do, what this screw-on tip can do, and what a whale tail tip can do, right? You're gonna be way more understanding about the foundation, about how to push better with the tip, how to switch tips using a different screw-on tip tool, how to navigate better with a whale tail without chewing it up. These are some of the things that are essential to learning PDR. Now, the other thing is tapping down, right? Learning how to tap down. This is another underestimated technique that people don't understand. You don't get good at any of it without your reflection. All right. It doesn't matter if it's a fog reflection or a line board reflection. It's how well you understand it. I know this is going to make sense specifically to people who've actually tried it on their own, or they went to a different school and everything's starting to make sense to them. All right. Some of the stuff that I'm going to say. Because when you're pushing with a contact point like a Door Lord, you're not just twisting it. You're pushing and twisting. You're getting, I'm going to use this handle because it's already ready to go. You're pushing. Let me go to a bigger screen here. You're pushing like this first and then twisting like that. So that's one of the things that you have to learn is leverage, along with the reflection, as I mentioned. Sometimes this tooltip can be very, very invasive, meaning that that's a pretty sharp, even though it's a blade tip, it can chew up and poke up some metal real quick. I have a new series coming out called PDR for Beginners, the 3 must-haves. That might not be the exact name for it. I'm still coming out with a name, but it's essential for a PDR beginner to understand how to use just 3 main tools. I show you how to practice. I show you how to look at the reflection, show you how to tap down, show you how to, when you mess up, how do you get out of it? It's basically things that when you are getting in trouble, you know how to reverse engineer what happened. And it's kind of like glue pulling. When we get into that, you're going to understand like, hey, my tab's not pulling. Well, it's probably because your setup, right? Your preparation. And you can go back and go, yeah, I skipped a part. That's kind of the same thing. Actually, it is the same thing with pushing. you start making poke marks, there's only two things that are going to happen. Is that, number one, your tooltip is too aggressive, or your reflection, which is the number one thing, is not positioned correctly, and you're not aware of what you're doing while it's happening, right? The reflection can be too close, or you can have too much detail, you're guessing, you're going too fast, things like that. I try to keep it as simple as possible for you to help you understand why you're doing what you're doing. When you get all these tools and you start throwing different combinations in at once, it's very challenging to find out what happened. And if you keep it simple, I'm going to give you the best advice. You've got some of these tools very similar. You should stick to 3 of those tools, and you should master one at a time. Do the door exercises, then do hood exercises. I do recommend that you do door exercises first if you can. It's easy. It's the most easiest thing to do, a hood, right? But a hood, if you're not going to be a full-time hail tech and you're not going after that industry, you shouldn't be really practicing on a hood first, because that is the most easiest, and it can make you feel overconfident. But when you're on the door, it's almost like you're hanging upside down, practically. If you can learn to do that first, you'll be much better, in my opinion, quicker and easier. If you can push with your left hand or your less dominant hand, that's the best way to do it as well, because that's what I tell my students right away. Are you left-handed or right-handed? Well, I'm right-handed. Good, we're gonna go on your left. And they get a little surprised, but guess what? They're just as good with their left hand, and sometimes better, than their right, or vice versa, right? So these are some of the things that we talk about. We're gonna go over the exercises about leverage through the door and the hood. And later on, we'll start touching base around the other car. I've got lots of cool videos coming out for Dent Trainer for the beginners. Now, there's a lot of advanced already repairs on Dent Trainer, and I'm even going to film, and I have one I'm videoing right now, actually editing, is I pulled paint on one vehicle, and I made a mistake. I don't know if it was, you can see in the video, the documentary kind of video repair, is that it might have a hairline crack, it might not have, but there was something that I want to share with you guys that you don't want to do. I think most of you guys will learn from mistakes that would happen in real life, and you're going to make mistakes. Doesn't matter. Veteran, beginner, we all make mistakes. There is no way we go through a career not making a mistake here and there. It's consistency that you want. All right, things happen, especially when you're doing, harder damage or going in territory where you've never been. So these are the tools that I really want to go over, and I wanted to talk about, some of the aesthetics of why you'll want some of these tools. Now, let's just go over each one. As I mentioned, the door lord. Here's the door lord again. And I'll answer some questions too if you guys want. I'll keep this video up. You're gonna get very similar, very good quality video about how to use this, and good quality video about the techniques and showing the repairs too. All right, so this is the number one tool I think personally that every tech has or would like to get. What's unique about this one is that it's round and it's shaved down to the tip, and it's very, very thin at the end. Now, what I did receive lately right now is the Door Lord Minis. Now, you veteran techs are probably going to be loving this, because if you're in a very tight window access, maybe dual pane, you don't want to put a lot of pressure, but you want a thinner tool that's not going to, make the window tighter than it already is, then you probably want the thinner versions of the Door Lords. Very good tool too as well. It's rounded, more longer down, and tapered less here for the drive. By the way, it is a compact series too, so you have another handle in there, but look at the machining on that thing. That thing is very, very nice. Very comfortable. It comes with the ball here. I'm sure you can get other handles to make it even longer, but I don't think you're going to be, on this series, I don't think you're going to be really needing a huge amount of leverage, but hey, it would be nice if you get an extra one. And then one more time, you can look at the hub, the compact hub. It's clean, very good machining. Now, some of you might be asking, can you use this compact series on the current A1 minis, or those smaller hubs? The answer is no, you cannot. This is proprietary. I always messed that word up, because they completely redesigned their own hub systems on here, along with the compact, quick handle system. So it's cool, really cool. So I just literally got those. I was looking out for. They also have the door lord screw-on tips that are going to be very similar to these, or no, it'll look like this. I think you might have seen them already. I haven't had a chance to have them yet, but they're more rounded. Obviously, a swoop with a tip on it, but more thicker. So these are some of the basic things that I would recommend. I'm going to put this over here, okay? As a beginner, I would definitely get this. It is all on Anson too. So you would want a hood prop for propping your hood. You'd want a ratchet cord to hold down that hood so it won't move. Some basic things. A chain that will give you the leverage, because when you are pushing, you want different heights of that leverage. If you're too low, what happens is that when you're pushing, right, you're like this, and then that's not balanced. So you either add extensions on here, which I will show, I don't have in front of me, or you raise it up higher where you're more level. That's the main thing. PDR tools, you have to understand why you're doing what you're doing. This isn't just like your normal, it's a normal chain. Yeah, don't get me wrong, but there's a purpose for it. And you can use, there's other great leverage hooks out there, like Edgy, Ultra has some, Anson has obviously a few, but there is, if you want to keep it simple, don't spend a lot of money, this is perfect. I use this a lot, almost, every other time I'm on a hood or on a trunk. So let's see if I got my tool tips here. Let me grab them here. Sorry, I did not grab them here. So these are the extensions that you could use and create more height. And not just when you're pushing on a hood, maybe you're twisting and pushing on a door. If you don't have enough kick, well, the tool's just going to spin. Right? It'll spin. So that's why you want to add extension to create that leverage in a more wider open panel, like a door, especially in the upper top part, or more towards the front of the door. So you want more kick so it doesn't spin, or you don't slip, right? You don't want to slip and cause a snail trail, which is a high spot on there. There's your common R4 soft tip. Anson just came out with a new set. Gosh dang, I actually gotta show those things. But here's the R4, which is basically a standard in the industry. Every PDR tech has this. This R4 is actually the metal tip. And then the caps, you can put the caps on top of the R4, which is the cherry caps. Those suckers do not come off, especially when you're side loading, which is very important. And they're the only tip, or one of the only tips, Anson has a couple too, that you can actually push and then use the same tip as tapping down if you wanted to. I usually keep double set. Anson also has a smaller one. You can all this stuff you see, you can get on Anson. That was a Dentcraft. You can get that Dentcraft tools, PDR tools. This is a metal morph tip, more smaller, more easier to get in through to the holes. It's a little bit softer tip, but they also came out with a newer tip, a Black Series tip, which is more firmer. Great tip. And what you'll be seeing in the new series that I'm going to talk about is switching your tips a lot, right? We switch our tips, and we call this a midpoint, right? This is a little beat up, but it's still considered a midpoint. Midpoint means I'm like right in the middle of the repair. I'm like probably 50 to 80% where I'm finished, but I need the tip a little smaller so I don't over push, create a volcano. We'll talk about that, what that all means in the videos, in the PDR beginners videos. You'll see lots of answers being, all your confusion, is going to be answered. You're going to be like, jeez, man, that's what I needed. I needed to know why I was making that, why it happened. And then we call it our sharp plastic tip, our finishing tips was just, the reason why I like plastic is because it's more forgiving when you push. It's not going to make a nasty high super fast, but it will make a high. Don't get me wrong. You can still make a high. But veteran techs like myself, when we're finishing, we generally go to metal tips, and especially when we're using aluminum. This is a metal tip. This is actually an aluminum metal tip. And that has no give, right? You have to be you have to have your reflection set up the right way before you're just going to pick up this tip right here. Some trainers will actually train you on a sharp tip directly right away. But you just, again, that's because you have to have your reflection set up correctly and you're being taught how to look at that reflection. I teach you in increments, meaning, I'm not going to go, hey, go this way and go this way and go this way. I'll go, all right, let's start with this tool, understand how to use it. Cool. Now we built off that. Now we're going to build this one, do that one. And now we built that one. We're going to go over here. And all the whys, I tell you. If I tell you something, I'm going to explain it why. That way you're not guessing. So it's very detailed, even setting up your window guard. A lot of people just throw their window guard and then they're like, I can't get it in there. It hitting. Well, you got to bend it. Right? You got to bend it in a little bit. Except for like this one right here. This is a carbon fiber one. This is not. I'm not recommending this for a beginner because it's a little pricey. But you veteran techs, man, this is the VIP. We're actually giving one of these away too. So we're having a Black Friday. We're giving away pretty much all these tools. We're still going to give away this light with the set for the beginners. And so I hope to see you guys back here at 10 a.m. I'm actually still filming just a little bit of this last one on the door, the screw-on tip tool. So I'm doing some exercises here. But I think you guys will really, really like it. We've got tons of tools still to give away. We're actually going to start blowing them out in packages. So if you're a Dent Trainer member, stay tuned at 10 a.m. We're going to be doing that. You guys can join us live and you can win some live prizes too and get the drawing. So we do drawings and questions. And so you'll be qualified for that. If you're already a Dent Trainer member, don't worry, you're already in it. Okay. And other than that, today's the last day for the Cyber Monday Dent Trainer Special. So check it out. Please sign up, get qualified. Mary is going to be checking the last ones, around 9 o'clock. So get in there. Okay. And enjoy the Dent Trainer new videos coming out too as well. Okay. I'm going to double check any questions here and see if I can answer them before I let you guys go and I prepare for the 10 a.m. Sale. So I'll see you back here at 10 a.m. too. All right, let's take a look. All right. Yeah, guys, what's going on? Do you use CarePoint tools besides the flat bar? I actually do. I have a ton of CarePoint right here. One of my favorite CarePoints is this one right here. I'll show you. So I use a lot. You can probably see barely. This is all CarePoint right there. Pretty much more CarePoint and Stanliner stuff right there. But yeah, this is a CarePoint. And one thing about CarePoint, I didn't get any tools from there. I didn't ask them this year. I forgot. I forgot to ask a couple of people. But there's the hand tools. They're very affordable hand tools. And I believe this year is the year of the hand tools for sure. So yeah, I use quite a bit of CarePoint. Word Dimension, Dent Slayers. This I was saying, this is a different hub system. This is like A1's Dent Slayer. You can see it's a little bit more teeth on here. What things about his is that it snaps on, which is a magnetic. and then you pull it. You can do some adjustments this way. This is his go-to tool. I like it a lot for the upper doors, side doors, panels, things like that. So check them out. I think A1's having some sale, Black Fridays, Dent Slayer. Check them out. All the tool companies are actually having a good sale. Stanley hand tools. That's a freaking great tool too. Anyways, yeah. So I hope that answered your question. I do. I have quite a few of CarePoint stuff. What's up? Yeah, what's up, Mike Brock? What's happening? Dent Vision. Yeah, speaking of Dent Vision, so let me talk about Dent Vision here. So we talk about this in the series. So this is one of their this is their sleeved stainless steel tool tip. This is what this is. It has way more tension than their first version. It's almost hard to push down. So it has a little bit more, I think, reaction and some weight. And the end of it, what that does is prevents your fingers from getting that vibration. It's also fantastic for tapping down. I mean, this thing is legit. I use this probably 7 out of 10 times. I have this in my hand, like as the base. The other one's VIP. And then this is the Galaxy with the Guardian cap. We talk about this too as well in the series too. Okay, you're gonna know a lot about those types of tools in detail. What's up, Joel? How you doing, man? Mr. Fox, he's all happy this morning because he friggin' won last night. I have to admit, Cole, last night, man, I was hoping you guys wouldn't win because I want my Chargers to catch up, dude. So, Hail Tech or Dent Tech? I know you want to be able to do both, but if you had to choose one, which one and why? Ooh, nice question, man. That's a good question. And I get that question. I would go for, if it was me, I would definitely be I'd learn how to do all the types of dents than just Hail, because I've seen in my career, and Cole Fox is a Hail Tech, and he's a good all-around tech. But if you want to be a successful PDR tech and everything, you have to learn how to do all types of dents, in my opinion, first. Learn how to do creases, body lines, if you can, big smashes. You don't have to do it right away, but you definitely want to learn all the aesthetics of the PDR, of body lines, deeper dents, sharp dents, crowns, because in Hail, you'll get occasion of that, but it's mainly more flat panel damage on body lines, aluminum, but a little bit more. I would go the retail way or learn how to do the route stuff, and just not necessarily you have to learn how to go out there and do the dealerships and things like that, but you should be practiced on more complex repairs, because that's what keeps you busy when there's no hail, right? And when you do know how to do it, you become a better, efficient tech out there in the hail world too as well. I think it's both ways, and don't get me wrong, both those paths are very challenging. So good question though. No, we're not. We didn't start the giveaways yet, guys. So we're gonna do giveaways at 10 a.m. Gilbert, what's going on? Yes. No, don't get me wrong, guys. If you're just joining me, we are doing the giveaways at 10 a.m. If you want to rewatch this, I was talking about the basics and the fundamentals, the videos that are coming out specifically for the beginners. And you're going to see a lot of these tools on there. There's actually not 3 main tools that I talk about on there. And I was just talking about like what you're going to be seeing in Dent Trainer. And I'm going to start doing some new tool series on there too. So that way you are up to date, up to speed on these tools in depth, right? I'll always talk about them on Instagram and do my reels and things like that. But literally, how do you use them? Like, why would you want to use them? Some tech tips and some dents and stuff like that. So, okay, because I've got that a lot. People ask me, hey, Mike, can you explain how to really use that tool a little bit more? I was like, all right, cool. So I'll start doing that this year. Hey, what's up, Mike? I just bought your Ground Zero train. Excited to get started. Will that put me in for the PDR tool giveaway? It will. Yeah, it'll put you in the PDR tool giveaway. Yes, it will. Yeah, you will. I think, yeah, you will. So, yep, for sure, 100%. So, anyways, yeah, I was looking at my own rules. Hey, you're welcome, Ding Zero. Okay, so, hey, and by the way, Rudy, this new series is coming out. I would consider getting a subscription because this will be on the subscription too. This is going to be there. If you ever want to switch you guys' subscription, I'll do it for you guys. And you guys just pay the difference of what you want to do because you're not losing Ground Zero. It'll still be in the subscription. It's just you won't have unlimited access to PDR Ground Zero. So, but if you're a brand new beginner, I think that's a great way to go. Okay. All right, guys. I'll see you guys back at 10 a.m. I got to get back and video some stuff. And Mary and I will be here, and we're going to give away a lot of big packages and a lot of goodies for you guys, you live watchers too. So 10 a.m. we'll be back. All right. But don't worry, you didn't miss anything. We'll see you at 10 a.m. Pacific time. See ya. Dope hat. Yep.